It's your sparkly racing cat, Owen Aeon. I am back from New York City. I am so fucking tired. I am really tired. I'm still on vacation. This is my last day of vacation. Uh and I'm glad I took Monday off because I'm really tired and I don't want to work. So I have just enough energy to stream because I miss streaming. And I wanted to talk to you guys. I want to talk to you guys. I want to play a little Fortnite, play some Fortnite, talk to you guys about the concert and my weekend and meeting cool people. And then we'll do a little bit of study stream. And then I know Cielo, my friend Cielo, is going to be doing karaoke at 1 p.m. Eastern. So I'll probably raid into Cielo. Fork knife, hella vite height. Fortnite, as they say in Elden Ring. Question mark? Fortnite, question mark? So we'll see who we get first. Let's play a little bit of Fortnite, and then I'll start talking about the weekend, the concert, and everything. All right, so we are on our quest to get Shuri, the Black Panther skin. That's going to take a few weeks, because I only really do, like, dailies. But we have a few other quests lined up we can grab. I know there's all these, like, Champions Road quests we can try and get. Tournament, no. Ranked, win a victory royale in ranked, probably not going to happen. Victory royale in a squad, no. Play a match roll in a squad. Oh, look at all these gross missions I don't want to do, but they're all worth 20k XP. This one, I still haven't gotten the Kickstart quest. Eliminate opponents in Fortnite Reload. We can get that. Definitely get that. Oh, Mona, hello. Yeah, early morning stream. Yeah. I had a doctor's appointment this morning, and I'm still on vacation. So, I was like, fuck it. I want to stream. I'm so tired. I'm so tired from the weekend. Every time I go down to New York City, I just, like, exhaust myself because, like, I crashed on my brother's couch. So I don't get, like, great sleep while I'm down there. And, like, I'm usually, like, hanging out with people, drinking a lot, and, like, staying up late. And just doing unhealthy things. And I'm also, like, walking, like, 10,000, 20,000 steps a day around New York City, just, like, doing stuff, having fun. So I'm really tired right now. I'm really tired. But I wanted to stream because I like streaming for you guys. Farrah sounds about right. Yeah. Is Saku off the phone? Saku, are you off the phone? I want to start talking about my weekend in the city. Which, like, to me isn't, like, it's not, like, super, what do you call it? Like, a super unique visit. Like, I did fun things, but, like, I've been to the city so many times, it's kind of, like, normal. That's kind of sad. Like, it should be an event, right? It's like you travel to a city, you go do a thing, you meet people. I had a really good time, but, like, I think I'm just viewing it through the lens of, like, the weekend after, and now I'm tired. I had a nice big cup of coffee, my morning cup of coffee, and I'm still just like, I need more caffeine. I gotta go run an errand in a bit in the afternoon, so I might, like, stop by the gas station, pick up a Monster or something like that, or a Red Bull. We'll see. I'm trying to save money right now. I spent more money than I wanted to this weekend, but overall it was a pretty budget New York City trip, which was good because I went with a bunch of friends that, like, are not made of money. So we didn't go ham on, like, food and that sort of thing. It was a reasonable New York City trip, which was awesome. I need more of those. Because the last time I went down in July, I went for the keyboard meetup. And I went with, like, other professionals. And when you go out with other professionals who are, like, engineers and lawyers and, like, you know, people that have money to spend, you go have fun. Like, you eat good food. So it ends up being quite a lot. But you got to enjoy yourself, right? You got to enjoy yourself. You got to take those opportunities when they come about, right? Because, like, you don't know, like, that might be your last day on Earth. And you might not ever get another chance to do that in the future too. So I think it's worth it. I always say, like, oh no, like, I'm spending too much money, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you need to have those moments where you enjoy yourself. You enjoy good food. You enjoy good company. You have a good time. And like I'd say like pretty much always I never regret it. Even though I like kind of like cry about my wallet afterwards. I'm kind of like, oh, I should have been a little more reasonable about that. But it's cool. It's fine to go crazy once in a while, you know? I think that's totally cool. Like, because I don't have too many vices. Mostly spend money on, like, my hobbies, right? But right now I'm getting more serious about saving money because I want a fucking VTuber model. And the rigging costs for that are, you know, you got to shell out for that stuff. So I'm trying to be very mindful of what I'm spending. I'm pretty much, like, not going anywhere for the next few months, like, through the end of the year. And that's good, because travel costs are, like, what kills me. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Fuck. I was not paying attention. Well. See, that's how tired I am. I can only really do one thing at a time, and it's, like, talk. Talk and mindlessly run around Fortnite. All right, let's get in another match, and then I'll start talking about how my weekend went. How's everyone doing this morning? I hope you're having a good Monday. I hope you're starting your work week off right. I feel a little guilty. Taking Monday off as part of my vacation, but I shouldn't feel guilty because I earned this. I get a lot of vacation time in my current role, so I haven't taken a full week like all year, and this has been really good for me. And I still have more vacation time to use through the end of the year, but I think it's going to be more staycations. Maybe a few like long weekends peppered around. I've got a few weekends lined up. I want to take like a Thursday, Friday off. I am going to be announcing a charity stream next month. I'm not going to give the date yet, but it's definitely going to be like October, toward the end of October. So I'm definitely going to be like taking some time off for that. And more to come on that. More to come on that. So I'm looking forward to it. I need to like plan more things like that. I've kind of like gotten through my initial like, okay, what the hell am I doing phase? And now I'm in the like, okay, start making plans and like working towards those phase. So I definitely want to be doing like more collabs with people because like I've made so many friends now. It's just a matter of like breaking the barrier of just like, hey, like we both like this thing. What do you want to do, right? So I made some really good friends, like Hamila Hampter. We did a collab recently. I'm pretty sure she's down for another one. I want to talk to her sometime. Over the weekend, I met up with Lala Montia, fellow VTuber, fellow Randonite. Super cool person. I met up with her and her friends, and I'll talk about that when I get into the weekend stuff. But first, I want to land at Dr. Doom's castle and complete a couple of these quests. So let's get into that. Damage opponents while aiming down sights. Hit headshots from 30 meters. Damage opponents castle Doom. Okay. What is this thing? I don't know anything about Dr. Doom. Like, I only know, like, bits and pieces about Marvel stuff. Really, X-Men is the only thing I'm really into when it comes to Marvel. Well, I guess Spider-Man's okay. I like the newer Spider-Man stuff. But as far as, like, every other superhero property, I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. I'm just a super... I wouldn't even say I'm a Marvel fan. I'd say I'm like a super casual fan of movies. Just movies. I'm not even really that into superhero movies unless they're like kind of critically acclaimed. This is where I died last time. Am I gonna die again? Am I gonna die to these like shotgun duders? There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. All right, so we got one mission down. That's good. All right, so let's talk about the weekend. Let's taco about the weekend. All right, so as you all know, I was on stream playing Death Stranding when the Hololive tickets dropped, and I put up a sign. I was like, I need 15 minutes to buy the tickets. So I got really good, I got great seats at the concert. Let me get a photo here, because I actually took a photo. This is not a photo during the performance. This is a photo when everyone was still coming into the theater. And I'll talk about the line as well, because there was a lot of talk about the line, which was not a big deal. I'm telling you, it was absolutely not a big deal. So let me grab that. Where's this photo? Oh, I posted a while ago. I gotta scroll up through. I gotta scroll up through my Discord and then save it down. And I was not prepared for this because I'm a professional streamer. So we'll look at Vite Height's comment. The only thing I know about Doom is, despite everything, he's on Santa's nice list and receives armor polish for Christmas. That's fun. That's funny. That's funny. All right, I got these 2 photos now. Actually, playing Fortnite and showing you guys photos is like a really bad idea, but I'm going to do it anyway because I don't give a shit. So, all right. Add image. We'll just keep an eye out for the circle. Okay, so... Oh, it's huge. So this is King's Theater in Brooklyn, and this is where I was seated, like, more towards the front, off to the left-hand side. Look at the crowd, man. This place was packed. It was awesome. Tons and tons of fans. And then this was my view for the stage, like right there. Way towards the front. Also, look on the right-hand side. There's a Gavus Battle cosplayer there. There's a Gavus Battle cosplayer there. That was a really good cosplay. I knew there was like definitely like a few Tempest fans there. So there's like a Gavus cosplayer. I didn't see any other Tempest cosplayers, but I saw like a couple of people with like Tempest shirts and merch and stuff, which was cool. And we also in the line ran into someone with a with Omena's crossbody Randon bag. So we met a Randonite in line, and we did the whole, like, he hates us! He loves us! Okay. Alright. Keep talking. Okay, cool. Alright, so, yeah, so we saw Randonite in line, which was cool. We lost sight of him after we passed him in line, because the line was gigantic. Lot of... I mean, there was a huge variety of... merch wear. So there was a lot of Omena Breaking Dimension shirts from ANYC, because ANYC was the same weekend. Man, I'm skipping ahead now. Anyway, I'm just talking about like the line for... I'll talk about the theater first and everything. So we saw a bunch of Omena shirts. We saw a ton of Omocat shirts. I had my Omocat KFP shirt on and my Omocat jacket on, which I love and I don't get to wear often enough. And yeah, like people had plushies, they had fucking like everything, anything Hololive related you could think of. Like fans at the theater had it, and it was just like super fun, big celebration. So anyway, that's like skipping ahead. So let me roll it back. I'm gonna talk about my weekend from the start. So let's see. Oh shit, hang on. I can't talk and, like, play Vidya at the same time. I'm really bad. Oh, you got Dr. Doom hands? Now I got Dr. Doom hands. Get fucked. I gotta hit them with that explosion shit. I gotta hit him with the explosion, because that's what I need for that mission. Anyway. All right, so back it up. So Saturday, I took the train down to the city. Went to my brother's place, dropped off my bag, yada yada, you know, the usual shit. Oh yeah, and so I got off the train immediately. I started walking north because I need to go to Port Authority to catch a bus. Immediately, like cosplayers like fucking everywhere, because I got off the train I think like 10:40. So it's just like hordes of ANYC cosplayers heading to the Javits Center for the con. I assume it was the Javits Center. I can't remember if it was or not. That's like the one all the cons are at. So I think it was the Javits. So they're all heading to the Javits Center, and like half of them are wearing like Hololive merch. So I was like, you know, I had my jacket on, my Omocat KFP shirt. So like we were like making nice, waving to each other and stuff. A lot of really good cosplay. I'm just amazed at like how good cosplay is these days compared to like a long time ago. The kids are all right. The kids are all right. So I saw a ton of cosplayers going to the Javits. And then did my shit, took care of like dropping my bag off, etc. Then I met up with Lala Montia. Let me give her a shout out here. Oh, that's not her channel name. Hang on. Is it this? Oh, fuck. What's her fucking channel? Hold on. Let me find it. Sorry, I'm like swearing up a storm here. I'm so tired. Amanita, that's it. I spelled it wrong. Yeah, there it is. All right, so Lala, really cool. Fellow Randonite, fellow green cat. So super nice. Really, really sweet. Met up with her. Met up with her friends. So there is Chef Taku, also another VTuber. Chef Taku VT. Let me shout them out. Oh my god, I got their name wrong too. Hold up. I can't remember anybody's channel name. Oh, it's just Chef Taku. Okay. Oh, you have to wait 1 minute, 25 seconds before giving another shout out. I'll shout them out in a minute. Met up with Chef Taku and then their other friend. I don't want to like name them because like I don't know if they want to be shouted out or anything. They're not a streamer, but like they're really cool. So I met up with them in Rockefeller Center. They were just chilling at like a cafe. So then we met up. We went to Brooklyn because they had to like check into their hotel. And like I'm easy. Like I don't have like really anywhere to go. Like I'm just meeting up with people before the show and just like hanging out. So it was like really cool to meet up with these folks, talk to them, get to know them a little better. We went to Brooklyn and then like the hotel, they got in at like 9 a.m. or something. And the hotel, you know, typically like you want to check in after 3 because they usually don't have the room ready until 3. But most times you go check into a hotel, they'll usually have a room ready by like 1 p.m. So if you come in around like 12:30 or 1 p.m., you can usually get in at your hotel. This place, the Marriott in Brooklyn, they're just like, no, we do not have anything ready. We got there, we went back to the hotel at like 3:30 and they're like, we still don't have anything ready. So we just like chilled in the lobby and just like chatted about stuff. Lala has like a couple of Tamagotchi, like newer Tamagotchi. I didn't even know there were like newer Tamagotchi, to be honest. Like the only Tamagotchi I know were from like the original Tamagotchi sets back in like 1997 or something like that. So she was showing me her Tamagotchi. Those were really cool. They got like full color screens and all this stuff, and they're just like really fancy. I'm like, wow, that's so cool. Apparently there's like HoloLive Tamagotchi too. Like you can raise like marine. So it's interesting. I can't say I want one, but like I'd like to play with one if someone has one and they like, you know, handed it off to me. That would be kind of fun. Yeah, so we, you know, just hung out, chatted. And then, so the room still wasn't ready, and we were getting like hungry when we wanted to get some lunch before the show. So we went to a pizza place, like about like a block and a half over. So we got real New York, Brooklyn pizza, big slices, thin crust, so good, so good. We got like a plain cheese and then a Mediterranean, and Mediterranean's like my favorite. So those were both really good. Enjoyed that. Took a couple photos. Very tasty. Very tasty. I think the last time I had like New York City pizza was like over at least over 10 years ago. I usually don't get pizza when I go down to the city. Mainly because like I get pizza at home pretty regularly and it's already like really good. So I don't feel like I'm missing out. But real Brooklyn pizza, so tasty. And then we finally got checked into the hotel probably about like 4:30. And doors open at 5. So we're like, okay, great, good time. Got an Uber down to the venue. That was only about like a 20-minute ride or something. A lot of traffic because it's Brooklyn, of course. So we get to the venue and like we see the line and it's like, oh, where does it start? And this is like 5:20 or 5:25. So it's like show's going to start in about 40 minutes. So like we get to the venue. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. I'm dead. Shit. Anyway, so we get to the venue. The line's ridiculous. Like we can see it's like moving. Like they are getting people into the venue, but it's like very slow. And we get across the street and we go to like what we think is the start of the line. So we get to the start of the line and then we see it's like already wrapped back at least once. And then like it's moving fairly slowly, but it's moving. And then like we get around the corner and then it's like the line keeps going. It keeps going and then it like crosses the street once. And then it goes around the next set of houses. So it's like wrapping around this entire block like 2 times. Someone drew an image of it and put it up on the our Hololive subreddit, so you can go look at it there. Actually, I think I saved it down. Hold on. I think I saved it down. Did I send it to myself? Yeah, I don't think I did. Well, anyway, there's an image of it. Someone drew it. It was funny. So like we're at the back of the line and it got to like I think it was like 5:45 or 5:50. And then they put out the tweet that said like, hey, we're going to extend the wait time like 30 minutes so everyone can get into the theater. But, you know, we were moving along. We were probably about like 2/3 of the way in and it was already like 6:20, 6:15. And then they're like, we need to delay it another like half hour because they're still trying to get people in. I definitely think the venue was like overwhelmed. They definitely probably didn't have enough people checking at security. But to be fair, I think, and this is just like my own like opinion, I think it's because like, and this is not a slight against like weebs and like nerds. But more often than not, when you go to a show or you go to a convention and there's like, it's mostly like nerdy, there's a lot more people with bags than normal. There's usually a lot more people with bags than you would get in the normal like general populace for like a regular kind of concert or convention or whatever like venue. So I think they just didn't have enough people there to like check the bags more efficiently and get more people in. That's just my opinion. I don't know if that's the reality of it, but that's kind of my theory. And like, I'm not like talking shit. It's just like, that's just the reality of like that type of demographic. They usually have bags and bags need to be checked, right? Just to make everybody safe. So anyway, they delayed the show an entire hour and like no one was stressed out in line. Everyone was just like, yeah, this is like fine. Like, it's cool. We're really glad they're like extending the show and everyone was having a good time in line. It wasn't excessively hot. It was definitely like a warm weekend. It was in like the low 80s. So people were like warm, but no one was like freaking out. Definitely thirsty though. We were definitely pretty thirsty. And once we got in, the theater is beautiful, by the way. Like the outside facade is so nice. Definitely like a really classic looking theater in Brooklyn. The interior, the ceilings and the walls are like gorgeous. Like I really had a good time just like checking the venue out. Because it was just beautiful on the inside. But the bars were like lined up. Like all the bars had like 25 people deep. So like I wasn't getting a water. I was like, I'm just going to go find my seat and just like deal with it. I wasn't super dehydrated by that point, but I was definitely thirsty. But I was also masking up. So I was kind of like retaining some of that moisture too that I was breathing out, which is kind of gross, but like you get what I mean. I was actually kind of surprised how few people were masking up at the concert because usually nerds tend to mask up more often. But like I've caught COVID once now, and then it's been pretty bad lately. I've had a few friends that had COVID recently from the latest waves, and I was like, I'm not getting COVID from Hololive nerds at a concert. I'm just not doing it. So I masked up, which I was glad. And yeah, I found my seat. I was like 7 rows from the front. Really good seats. Definitely had a bit of an angle, which was interesting. It was interesting. So we got in. I like, you know, said hi to the people around me, but they weren't really interested in talking with me. I got a seat by myself. Like I wasn't, my friends that I came down with, they bought their tickets like in a group, you know, not with me. So they were sitting kind of like in the middle of the theater, like towards the back. So they had like cool, like straight on seats where they could see the screen from like straight forward. And I was like kind of at an angle. So like, oh, helmet on. We'll put the helmet on. Oh, I can't put the helmet on with this model. I'm sorry. You just wasted your your channel points there, Stoner. I'm sorry. It doesn't do anything on this model. Can I give you something else? Can I say something? You get a free, like, hey, say this request. It can't be anything like naughty though. It can't be anything like naughty. I feel bad. I need to turn that off while I'm still using my my casual model. You can refund the points later. Oh, I can refund the points. Okay. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. All right, I'll do that. I'll try and figure that out later. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so like I got a seat like kind of at an angle. So like the show started, you know, the latest gen, they were like, you know, shouting everybody out and welcoming us and all that, which is cool. So I heard like Herb and Gigi and those guys. Remind me when you're offline, I'll show you. Yeah, I appreciate that. And then like, you know, they came on, they did the first song. Everyone was so hyped. I gotta say, like, Hollow fans, the most hype crowd I've ever been to. I haven't say I've been to a lot of concerts. I've probably been to about like 20 or so concerts in my life. This was the most hype crowd I've ever been around. And everyone was going nuts with their pen lights. I didn't really know what I was doing, so I was just kind of like copying what everybody else did, but it was very, very easy. There's really only like 3 main or 4 main moves you do with the pen lights, so like it wasn't very hard to learn that kind of thing. The dude next to me had like I think 4 pen lights, so he was using 2 himself, and then he handed out like his extra 2 to like fans around us that didn't have pen lights, which was super nice. Super nice. I just had my one. I didn't even have like a Hollow branded one. I just bought the Lumiace 2. The Lumiace 2 Omega, whatever the fuck, on Amazon. And I was actually glad I did, because like it was brighter than the Hollow branded ones. So the Hollow branded ones were definitely like more like budget pen lights, but you know, of course, like they got the branding on them. They look really cool. But my pen light was brighter than anybody else's pen light around me. So I was feeling a bit chuffed about that. Yeah. So it was cool. The show started, and like I noticed for like probably about like the first like 30 seconds, like viewing the screen, the main screen at an angle, I could definitely see a little bit of like, you know, that warped perspective where the girls they don't look like they're real. They look like they're on a screen. But I'd say like after probably the first song, you don't notice it anymore. Like you definitely like forget there's a screen there, and you definitely feel like you're at a real concert with real performers and everything. And they are real. Like they are real performers. They are performing. They are like there at the venue or somewhere. You're just, you know, watching kind of a different perspective, right? So that was really cool. The venue was bumping. Everyone was screaming and singing. That's like how it is at a Miku concert too, yeah. So I was talking with Lala and her friends, and they went to one of the Miku concerts from this year, and they said like, unfortunately, at the latest Miku concerts, they did not set things up well. So it definitely, to them, looked more like a screen than Hololive did. Like Hololive looked really good, like probably like the best it could for what it was. Whereas the Miku concert they went to was kind of not great the way they had things set up. I heard they corrected that though. I heard like halfway through the tour, they figured out how to set it up better to make it not look shitty. So I feel bad for like fans that went to some of those shows and they didn't get like the full experience they wanted, but you know, is what it is. Yeah, so the show was amazing. I definitely felt like I got my money's worth. I was definitely satisfied, but I feel a little bit weird about the whole 2-day thing, because in some ways, like, it feels like you're sort of expected as like a big fan to go to both days, because the sets are different for both days. And you don't really know, I don't think you know what the sets are going to be before each day. So I feel kind of bad if people are going to, like, they can only go to one day and they don't get to see, like, their Oshi do a solo. And then, like, they miss out on the other day and their Oshi got to do a solo on that day. I feel like that kind of sucks, to be honest. And, like, just, like, full disclosure, like, the tickets to sit in the area I did, which is like orchestra seating, like towards the front, it's $140. It's $140 for one day. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, right? To go both days to sit in the same general area, that's $280, right? That's a lot of money. And I know like entertainment ain't cheap, but like I've been to a lot of shows for like smaller performers where I got like basically VIP seats for like $60. So yeah, it's expensive. It's expensive. I didn't feel like I needed to go both days. But if somebody offered me like, hey, I got tickets, do you want to go both days? I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm going both days, right? But anyway, I was super glad I got to go on Saturday because Gura got a solo. Gura did World Is Mine. She fucking killed it. I was so hype. I was screaming. I was jumping, waving my light blue pen light, losing my shit. I was so happy to see her and see her perform like that because she was amazing. I love my Oshi so much. I love Gura. I hope she's doing well. She's been doing a little bit of streaming lately, which has been great. Yeah, just really happy for her that she still gets to like perform and do stuff that makes her happy. So yeah, good to see Gura. Fauna got to do a solo, so I'd say like I don't like to rank the talents, but like Fauna's like my number 2 for sure. She's my favorite from not Council, Promise. She's my favorite from Promise for sure. So I got to see Fauna do a solo, which was amazing. Everyone killed it. Everyone had a really good show. It was awesome to see Korone and Suisei as well. I did wave the blue pen light for Suisei for a little bit. Kiara, and again, I hate ranking talents, but I'd say like Kiara definitely in my top like 3. Definitely my top 3. I was wearing my KFP shirt. And really, like, not a Gura shirt because I just really wanted to support Kiara. She's been, out of everyone, she's the one that's wanted to do the idol stuff for so long. And she's talked about this on stream as well. You know, it's like she was an idol. She did a lot of idol stuff back in the day. Didn't, like, quote-unquote, like, make it. And Hololive is sort of, like, her second chance at that. And I was just, like, so happy to be there and see her do Pineapple. She did Pineapple. One of my favorite songs from her. Probably, actually, second favorite. I'd say Pineapple's probably my second favorite. Just, it's so much fun. It's a really good crowd-pleasing song. Everyone was screaming the lyrics. And I definitely wanted to support her for things that have happened recently, which I won't go into, but if you know, you know. So I was just, yeah, I just really wanted to rep the KFP, wave the pen light, give her my support. So I was really, really happy to see her do her solo and perform. She was in like 4 or 5 songs. I feel like she was like she did the most like appearances, I felt like, in the show. So that was awesome. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, definitely go buy the ticket for the stream if you can afford it. Definitely worth watching. I'd say overall, the crowd was really hyped for everybody, but they were they were most hyped for Fuamoko. Fuamoko has kind of taken Hololive by storm. The fan base is like head over heels for Fuamoko, it felt. Anytime there was even a whisper of a bow bow, the roar of the bow bows echoing through the audience were just intense, like so insane. So like they got to do like the second song, their like original song. And like it was like Fuwawa, like the crowd just like lost their mind. Mokoko. They are token JP Sense of Idol. Yeah. So Fuamoko, if you don't know, for EN, they are the most hardcore, like old school idol representation in EN. So they lean into the girlfriend experience very heavily. They lean into the kayfabe really heavily. Their whole story about like, we are demon guard dogs, and they are demon guard dogs. Like, if you get what I mean, it's like that is their thing. Like, the fourth wall is hardly broken with them. Like, they really lean into it, and some people love it, and some people are like, I don't know about that. I think it's fun. I like it as long as you don't get parasocial about it. I think it's fun. So I don't have any like real strong opinions on that, but I think it's fun and it's funny, and they're very sweet overall. I think they're very sweet. So that was cool. Fans are super into the Full Moko. I'm a Mokoko fan myself. I love Mokoko. She's so funny when she does the what? I can't do a good voice, unfortunately. They're too sugary sweet. I can't do that like, yeah, like that whole thing. It's like not. I can't do it. I could try practicing it. Mokoko is best twin. Yeah, I don't want to like be like one's better than the other, but like I like Mokoko. I like Mokoko a lot. I like pink, small, and fierce is my thing. Yeah, pink, small, and fierce. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just yapping. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing in Fortnite. Sorry. Oh, I've already done my dailies. Okay, I guess we'll do the story. Oh, we've done the story already. Okay. Okay, what else do we have left to do? Eliminate an opponent with Dr. Doom's Monarch pistol hat. Oh, I gotta go kill Dr. Doom again. I don't know if I'll do that. We'll see. Anyway, crowd was pumped. Had so much fun. And then it fucking ended. This is my only complaint about day one. It was too short. It was way too short. It was only like 90 minutes. It was either like 90 minutes or like 100 minutes. And I'll say that's the shortest concert I've ever been to. Every concert I've ever been to has been minimum 10 hours. Or 10 hours, sorry. Minimum 2 hours. Usually, most shows I go to last 2 hours, 30 minutes, 2 hours, 45 minutes. So that's really my only complaint. I think that's like because of the expectations of like day one and day two to get the full concert experience. But really, I'm not a fan of that. Honestly, I think it should have been a 2-hour show. I don't feel like I got gypped, but I feel like they definitely should have extended it a bit. And I know it's a lot on the talents, especially for talents that are like, they don't come from an dancing and singing background, even though a lot of them train a lot for these shows. Like, first and foremost, to me anyway, they are streamers. Like, they are streamers, right? Like, that is their job to me. Even if Hololive might think otherwise, I think to me they're streamers. And idols second. We can debate that. So, like, I get it. 90 minutes is a lot to ask like people to perform for at that level, right? At that dancing and singing and performing level, and also like flying all the way across the world for some of them to do this. So I get that. But anyway, I wish it was 2 hours. I wish it was a little bit longer because, like, to be fair, it did take longer to get everyone into the venue, 2 hours, than it did to do the show. So it is what it is. But anyway, had a good time. Really enjoyed it. Would I ever go to another show? Probably. Definitely if it was in New York City, I would go again. Would I go 2 days? Not if it's $140 a ticket, because that's a lot. I'd probably just do the 1 day thing again and hope Gura got a solo. But I really wanted to go to this because, like, you may only get this chance once, right? You may only get this chance. Like, we never know what's going to happen in the next year. Maybe someone will graduate. Maybe, like, they won't come back to, like, New York, right? So it might be harder to get to go see them in a show. So I made it a point. I was going to go no matter what, and I did, and I was really glad I did. So really, really fun show. Had a good time. And I think everybody else did, too. I have to pull out all the stops for Liz. Oh, yeah. ERB, yeah. I'm excited to see them perform. the whole gang, like once they get their 3D models and everything. That's gonna be amazing. And I know you're a big fan. You're a big fan. Yeah, it was good. I don't know what else I have to say about the show. Oh yeah, so like the show ended, and I met up with the gang, and then like we went across the street because like we saw there was there was a Taco Bell cantina across the street. And if you don't know Taco Bell cantina, it's literally just Taco Bell, but they serve like alcohol there, so they have beer. And Lala was like, I want Taco Bell, I want Taco Bell. And I'm like, you know, we're in New York City. Like, there's probably somewhere better to eat than Taco Bell. We could actually probably get, like, really good Mexican food if we just, like, walk half a block. So, like, we pop into the Taco Bell cantina because Lala really wanted it. And then I was like, all right, I immediately, like, we got in line. I immediately whipped out my phone. I'm like, all right, what else is around here? Literally 2 doors down, there was a Mexican place, like, 4.5 stars. And, like, the first comment was, like, best margaritas in Brooklyn. And I'm like, Lala, we need to go here. We need to go here. Like, why are we getting Taco Bell? We should get, like, real Mexican. We only have to walk, like, two doors down. So I, like, walked out of Taco Bell, and I went to go see, like, how rammed is it? Because, like, literally, like, 3,000 people are leaving this venue. And I'm like, oh, yeah, a lot of people, like, after a show, they go and get food. No one was getting food, which was, like, fucking weird. Like, everyone was just standing around waiting for an Uber or a Lyft, which was, like, bizarre to me. Because it was only, like, 9 o'clock or, like, 9:30 at this point. Like, it was not late at all. So, like, I walked 2 doors down, the Mexican place, there's, like, no one there. Totally open tables, and I'm just like, all right, get in here. So I grabbed the gang. We went to this really good Mexican place, like, right across the street from the venue. We got nachos, I got a quesadilla, and we got margarita pitchers. So we got, like, a mango margarita pitcher. So we started just tossing them back. We took the cute VTuber pictures, so I posted on my Twitter. It's me and Lala and Chef Taku with our VTuber models on our phones with our margaritas. So that was cute. I kind of fucked it up. I should turn my brightness up more, but we were like... The weird thing is like Chef and I had our models with black backgrounds, but Lala only had hers with a white background, so that fucked up the exposure on the fourth friend's camera. So it's like a little scuffed, but anyway, first time ever doing the cute VTuber meetup photo, and I really enjoyed that. Like that was on my bucket list for a while. I wanted to do that, so I enjoyed that. We had our mango margaritas, and then we were like, all right, time for strawberry margaritas. So we got a picture of strawberry margaritas, and I had a few. I was feeling pretty buzzed by that point. Lala was gone by this point. And the other two were like pretty fine. I think Lala and I drank about the same amount. I think we had like five drinks or something like that. So so they need to get back to their hotel. I need to get to New Jersey. So we hopped on the queue. I helped Lala down the stairs. She needed help down the stairs. We had good friends with us, very good at handling people that are drinking. So I was not worried about them at all. I rode with them up the queue until they got off at their hotel. They were fine. Made my way back to New Jersey, which from Flatbush, where the venue was, all the way back to Hoboken was like an hour and a half. It was like an hour and a half. So I was just like on the subway. Then I took the bus back, crashed at my brother's place like nearly immediately. Well, I took a shower, of course. I took a shower. I think Casper and Randon had already done like their off collab, like Yappin' stream. So I listened to that as I, like, fell asleep on my brother's couch. So I listened to Casper and Randon while I was going to sleep. I can't even remember if I heard the whole thing. I might have heard, like, 10 minutes. Hang on, I gotta kill this bastard. Come on, reload. Get him. Get him! Fuck! Oh, I almost won. That was it. How much? Oh, he had 61 HP. Damn, That was almost a dub. Oh, well. Anyway, I fell asleep listening to Casper and Randon yap about whatever they were yapping about. I can't remember. I was drunk. Yeah, and then the next day, woke up with a hangover. I tried to chug water before bed, but it wasn't enough. And, like, my brother, because I'm crashing on the couch, I had this, like, paper-thin pillow, so I woke up with, like, a pretty nasty headache. Had some water. My brother made breakfast. Super cool. It was, like, eggs, toast, pulled pork, some cherry tomatoes fried up on the frying pan, and some fig. Tasty, tasty breakfast. Good hangover breakfast. Got hydrated, got some coffee, watched the Formula 1 race, got to see Lando Norris win the race, which was fucking amazing. Overall, good morning, and then I, like, you know, left probably around 11:30. Met up with Lala and the gang down in Soho. So I want to go to Soho to go to Miniso, because I've never been to a Miniso before. So if you don't know, Miniso is like a Japanese like gift store. They do a lot of like collabs, merchandise collabs with like Hello Kitty, Sanrio properties. So they have like blind boxes and stuff, and they have kind of I think they have exclusive blind boxes at Miniso that you can't get anywhere else for Sanrio. So I checked out the blind boxes. I bought a blind box. I bought some candy. They have a lot of cute stuff there. Makeup and like plushies of just cute Japanese characters. Lots of candy. Lots of just like girly fun stuff, you know, like accessories basically. Lots of fun accessories. So definitely cool. I thought the store was gonna be a little bit bigger, but it was a decent size though. Good selection of stuff. So I went to Miniso, did a little bit of shopping. Went to a coffee shop, probably about a block away. Got a really yummy pistachio iced latte, which was tasty, and a croissant. And chilled out with the friends. And then we went to Little Italy after that. I didn't take many photos, honestly. I'm sorry. I didn't take many photos. We went to Little Italy after that and had got pasta at an Italian place. So I had like carbonara. I got carbonara. Had some sangria. So, you know, again, it's a vacay weekend, right? I'm just like having a couple drinks here and there. Had carbonara. Which was tasty. I wasn't able to finish it because I was still a little bit hungover and kind of like in that in between where it's like you're feeling okay, but like your appetite is kind of weird. And then we went to karaoke after. So we did karaoke at Duet 35 up on 35th Street. I think that's K-Town. So it's like in the middle of K-Town. I had a hard time finding it because like scaffolding was covering up like all the signs as it normally is in Manhattan. But we finally found it. It was like on a second floor in between like two Korean joints. And that was fun. I could only like stick around for an hour because I had to catch a train back. So we did some karaoke, classic Japanese style karaoke, where you could, you know, you pick up the phone and you could, you know, get drinks and food and stuff like that. So we had a good time at karaoke. I was terrible, as usual. No one knows how really bad they are at karaoke until they actually do karaoke, so... Dude, the best restaurant is under it? Really? Interesting. I saw that. I saw that place. There were people waiting outside at around... Ooh, I want to say it was like 3:30 or 4... Yeah, it was like 3:15, 3:30, and there were already people like waiting outside for tables. So that's when you know it's good, when it's like middle of the afternoon and people are waiting for tables. It wasn't even dinner time yet. But yeah, karaoke was good. And then I took the train back. Very kind of chill train ride back. A lot of Anime NYC kids heading back. There were Hololive fans sitting in front of me. Dude had like a Gura shirt. Didn't really chat with anybody because I was fucking tired. I was so fucking tired. Just kind of chilled and read manga on my iPad. Medalist Volume 10 just came out, so I was reading through Medalist Volume 10. Haven't finished it yet, but I'm getting there. And yeah, made it home. It was a good weekend overall. This is my last NYC trip of the year. Um, and I was glad I got to go down so much this year. I think I've been down to the city like 4 times this year, which is pretty awesome. That's almost more times I've gone to the city than when I lived only like 30 minutes north by train. Some years I only went down like once or twice. There's always something to do. I'm always looking for like concerts and stuff and shows. You miss NYC? Yeah. It's really interesting seeing other people's perspectives when they come in for the first time. I think like Ashton Martin, I was looking at her Twitter. This is like the first time she's been to NYC. We were kind of joking at dinner, like our lunchtime dinner, whatever, like pasta jaunt. We were like, hey, maybe we should invite Ashton to karaoke. Maybe she'd want to go with us, but we didn't. None of us know her personally, so we didn't want to be like weird about it and make it awkward. But we were definitely in that mood of like, we are down for fucking anything. I definitely feel like I want to meet up with like more VTubers at, you know, cons and events like this. It was really fun meeting the gang. I was so glad to like kind of like make new friends. You know. Fuck off, Captain America. Fuck off. Ooh, okay. I think I've done enough Fortnite. Yeah, no, it was really fun meeting other VTubers. We had such a good time. I have like no social anxiety these days, so like I'm just cool to meet up with anyone and just have fun together and do stuff. So if any other VTubers out there like want to hang out, I'm totally down. I'm still planning on going to Off-Kai next year. So I'm hoping to meet up with a bunch of folks that I know, maybe some I don't know and want to get to know better. Should be good times. Should be good times. Still haven't been that far east, but my stepmama is from there. It's definitely worth a visit at least once. And it's definitely worth a visit to do like touristy things. Like it's hard to cram in a lot of tourist types of things because I don't know, you just get like overwhelmed. Like everyone's like, I'm going to go to the Statue of Liberty and I'm going to go to the Empire State Building and I'm going to go here and I'm going to go there. And it's like, if you have a week, like an entire week, you can do a lot of that stuff, but you might get exhausted. And sometimes it's just cool to just like walk around an area, like a neighborhood, like Soho or I don't know, Upper West Side, and just do like one thing a day. Like go to a Broadway show one day. Go do the Statue of Liberty in Ellis Island like one day. Go to the Met like one day, right? Like don't try and cram too much at once because it can be overwhelming. But the thing is, like everything is so accessible because of the subway. And everything these days, it's like so easy to get around with a smartphone. Like I remember when like all I had was a pocket subway map to get around the city. And that was enough. Like I could do it. It wasn't actually that hard. You just had to be like aware of kind of the general direction you were going and just read the fucking signs. What really trips you up is when like service changes and they're like, oh, it's only the express between this time and this hour of the night. This train's not running and you got to go over here. That's when it gets confusing. But like the Google Maps is so up to date with that stuff. It's like it's not hard to figure out at all. So, yeah, I love New York City. I love going there. It's just it kind of stinks in the summertime. The trash smell kind of like really builds up in the summertime, depending on what area of the city you're in. Definitely have friends out there that I would rely on. Yeah, and the thing like the smells of the city, it's just something you just kind of get used to. It just is what it is. Like you're kind of putting up with like those minor inconveniences to get to do cool stuff. So like go see a Hololive concert or go to an anime convention, right? So I wouldn't let things like that deter people. But yeah, it's always funny to see like what other people's takes are when they come to the city. They either get like really overwhelmed or they love it. I think Canal Street get used to it in summer. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think we were around Canal after we took the Canal Street station up. Yeah, it definitely kind of stank around there. It stank a bit. But anyway, fun stuff. Had a good time. I don't think there's anything really for me to say about that. So let's get to studying. I'm finishing off my ham radio book. I dropped a few frames earlier, but it's not dropping anymore. It's not dropping anymore, so it should be back now. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to refresh, you might refresh and catch up. Also, I got a lot of compliments on my nails, which was nice. Lala was like, "Yo, nice nails," and she kept telling. She's like, "Yo, I love your nails." Like through the whole weekend, it was fun. It was fun. Let's pull the camera over here a little bit. Let's get it over. Yeah, it was fun. I like getting the pretty nails. Oh, jeez, man, I'm tired. Started to hit me again. So we're gonna do a little bit of studying, and I'm not gonna go past 1 p.m. my time because CL is gonna do karaoke in about an hour. Yeah, I painted them on stream the other day for content. The things I do for content. Oh my god, it was so funny walking around with Lala. She's so like, she. I don't want to. Well, how do I phrase this like politely? She gets annoying, but the fun kind of annoying. So like the whole time, she was just like, "This is so New York City coded," and like we are we are subway. What was it? We are subway pilled transport maxing. Like just like kept saying that over and over. And to be fair, like I get a little annoying too. I started to like lean into it. Like I'm just like, oh yeah, we're food maxing pizza pilled right now, like shit like that. but then like when she started getting too loud, I was like, you need to stop. You need to stop. Like we were on the subway like pretty late, like after drinking, and she was just like starting to get a little loud. And I'm like, no, stop. You need to be quiet. We need to quiet max. We're silent pilled quiet maxing right now. We're with a bunch of other tired New Yorkers on this Brooklyn subway at 11:30 at night. You need to behave yourself. Your scene still says painting your nails before the concert. Oh, it does. Thank you for that. Let's put some study music on too, because it's really fucking quiet. Oh, ad break. Let me fix my stuff and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Let me know if the study music is too loud. It's not music, actually. The noises. So we're listening to Japanese Garden on mynoise.net. This is a soundscape generator. Highly encourage you to go check out this website. And if you want full access to all of their noise machines, you can make a very small donation. I think it's only like $5 or less. And then you get access to all of their soundscape generators. Actually, this is too loud in my ear. Let me turn it down. Those birds are so noisy. So the cool thing about this is like you can turn down each element individually. So if you don't like those birds, you can just shut the birds up. You can just shut them up or like turn them down. Or if you love them, you can make them louder too. So anyway, I was saying, yeah, so we were walking around, Lala was just like, this is so New York City coded. She was like so excited to see pigeons. Like we'd see like a pigeon, she'd be like, pigeon. I'm like, girl, there's like so many fucking pigeons around the city. Like it's not, but she was having a good time. And I don't want to yuck people's yum. Like I'll just like entertain them and be like, yep, hey, look at that. There's another pigeon over there. She really wanted to see a rat. Unfortunately, we didn't see any New York City rats this time around. I'd say probably like the last 2 to 3 times I've seen at least one rat. Some like I think one I saw on the subway, one I saw just like in the road. But yeah, rats are funny. I was going down to the subway one time and I was like, I hit the bottom of the stairs, and then there was a dude like walking towards me, at like kind of businessman, well dressed, and then a rat crossed both of our paths right in the middle, and he immediately stopped and he had this look on his face like he was just absolutely shocked, like it was the first time he's ever seen a rat in his life, and he was like terrified. But then like the rat just kept on going, and then he started going again. I was like, wow, dude, like it's just a rat, we're good, like you're good. So I don't know, I'll always think back to that. Sorry if the webcam's jostling a little bit. I'll try and fix it. What are you studying? So since my vacation started, I've been studying for my ham radio license. So this is for the technician license. So in the US, you can listen to any sort of radio on the airwaves. So you can buy a radio where you can buy what they call an SDR, a software defined radio, which is like a USB dongle, plug it into an antenna, and listen to like any broadcast you want. But in order to transmit on frequencies, you need to have a license to do that. And this is something I've always been interested in since college. I had a friend who was a ham radio operator. He was part of a radio club, a local radio club, and they would do things like what they call nets, which is when they meet like on the air and they meet and talk about stuff, have a little meeting. You can do a lot of things with like Morse code. There's a whole culture now of activities called what they call parks on the air. It's sort of like a challenge where you take your radio equipment and you drive out to a park and you get your station set up there and you broadcast to people on the air, and then other people from far away will try and contact you, and you try and make contacts with each other and see like how many people you can get in one of those what they call activations. So you see how many people you can get in an activation. There's like challenges and rewards and achievements for like contacting, say, like one person in every state or reaching a certain number of contacts within like a year, things like that. So it's really nerdy stuff, but I've always been interested in like small electronics, radio waves, learning about this kind of stuff. So it's just like a new hobby for me. It's a very cheap hobby to get into. You can spend a lot of money on it. There's a lot of radios that are like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. But to get into it, like there's handheld radios like from China that are like $30 that will do like so much. Like you could spend months just using like a cheap $30 handheld radio, and it will receive, it will transmit, it does all sorts of things. And right now I need cheap hobbies. I need cheap hobbies because like I've got, I'm paying off some debt right now from like house stuff I've been working on, and I really need to save for my VTuber rig. So right now I'm in cheap mode. So I figured this was a really good thing for me to focus on and study, that doesn't require a lot of money to get into. I can do it very cheaply, and there's a lot of depth to it. And I've not studied for anything since college, since I went to school. Um, and it's sort of like a self exploration of like, can I still do that? Can I still study for stuff? Can I still like take exams and pass them and things like that? It's sort of like a curiosity to me. And I'd say so far, I am having a blast doing this. Um, I in my job in the work from home racetrack, I do a lot with like regulatory, the regulators and regulatory requirements and things like that. So reading through kind of dry stuff, like here's the rules on like what you can and can't do and what is like, within the law and things like that. This is stuff I'm actually good at now because of my job. So it kind of helps me along in the journey, like reading some of the drier stuff. Like it's not super boring to me. It's actually kind of interesting. I've kind of like taken an interest in stuff like that just by the nature of like what I do for a job at the work from home racetrack. Um, and then there's also a lot of stuff here like to pass the exam, you actually have to know like basic electronics. Like there's electronics theory in here, electrical theory. There's a lot on electromagnetic waves and patterns of like what's coming out of the antennas, signal coming out of the antennas. The really, really fascinating stuff that I nerd out about is things like this. So this is the Earth, right? And this here above it is the Earth's ionosphere. So TLDR, what happens during a day is the sun charges up the ionosphere. So we get a charged ionosphere. And what you can do at lower frequencies of radio waves, you can actually bounce radio waves off of the Earth's ionosphere because it is charged. And you can basically beat the Earth's curve and send signals all the way across the world by bouncing that signal off the ionosphere. And the Earth's surface is actually charged as well. So certain signals will also bounce. So you can bounce your signal off the ionosphere and then bounce it off the Earth and then keep bouncing back and forth. So with a powerful enough radio and a good enough antenna and the right conditions in the Earth's ionosphere, you can send a signal from our part of the world all the way to the other side of the world. So you can talk to people in Japan or Malaysia or Vietnam from all the way across the world, which is like super fascinating to me. And some people are kind of like, well, yeah, that's cool, but like we have the internet now and you can just talk to those people through the internet. And yeah, that's fair. From a practical perspective, it makes way more sense to contact people through the internet. But I just really appreciate this kind of stuff, right? Like this stuff is just really fascinating to me. And I want to do it. So I actually ran a stream on Friday, which was not great because I was running it from my laptop. So like frames wise, it was like not great. But I hooked up a very cheap dipole antenna. So those old rabbit ears, you hook up to the TVs back in the day to get the VHF signals from the old TV stations. I hooked that up to my software defined radio. So that was plugged into my laptop. And I was actually hearing. I mounted it like to a step ladder, so I put the antenna on top of as far as I could up my step ladder, and I was getting radio contacts from all the way over in the UK. So there was like a British dude on the other side. He was like, "Yep, I'm broadcasting from York. What other contacts do we have out there?" So we had guys from like Minnesota. We had guys from like I don't know, like East Coast of the US, like reaching out to this dude in the UK, which was so cool. Like that, I don't know why. It's just like it's so fascinating to me that like you can broadcast a radio signal that far. So that's the kind of stuff I really want to get into. I've definitely been inspired by a few people on YouTube. The one that's inspired me the most is a guy called a channel called Save It for Parts. So he's a guy out in Minnesota. He takes like old radio equipment and satellite dishes and stuff and takes those signals and does things with them. So the coolest thing he's done is like take down signals from weather satellites. So like the NOAA 15, 18, and 19 weather satellites, they're passing over like our houses like twice a day sometimes. So you can just go out into your yard if you have a yard or top of your building or whatever with a simple dipole antenna and all that, and then just download those signals from the satellites and process them into weather images. So it's really cool. Be back later. I'm shot today. Yeah, I want to thank you so much. Thank you for showing up and listening to me yap. I really appreciate it. And you guys did amazing this weekend at ANYC. I saw so much Owen merch out there just in the wild. So congratulations on selling out on like day one. That's like really amazing. So hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna get to studying. I'm gonna get to studying. And then we'll do some practice exams. All right. So this chapter is about radio frequency interference and safety. So it talks about like radiation from radio frequencies. It talks about staying safe electrically and hooking up your antenna safely and all that stuff. So right now we're talking about like RFI and like neighbors. So it's like what happens if you get radio frequency interference from your neighbors, and basically they're like, be tactful and diplomatic. Like don't just like go over to your neighbors and be like, hey, fuck you. You're interfering with my radio, and vice versa. If you're like broadcasting in a way that's like interfering with their signals, like their TV or whatever they're using, you need to be mindful of that as well. And try and figure out like if you're actually the cause of that or if it's something else. So this is all good stuff. This is all good stuff. So I think I stopped at this. This is part 15 rules. So part 15 of the FCC rules governs the responsibilities of owners of unlicensed devices that use low power RF communications or radiate low power signals. Okay. This is like cordless phones, wireless data transceivers, power lines. Very handy. Actually, mechanics, you're going to read this for a little bit. I'm going to step away for like 30 seconds. I need to I need to have an idle meeting. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. I hope we all read this entire page front to back, and now you're gonna ace the exam, right? Right? All right. Part 15. So I was actually looking at dummy loads this morning. I was looking at dummy loads. I think when I get a radio, I'm gonna buy a dummy load. It seems actually really handy. Seems really handy to use a dummy load because you can just test your broadcast equipment with it, and you don't have to broadcast out through an antenna. So it like simulates an antenna, and they're not very expensive either. Seems like a good tool to have. So yeah, I'll be buying a dummy a dummy load at some point. It is cool that you're able to use like unlicensed devices, and I assume that like covers DIY stuff too. Like you can just make radios and use them. And because you're licensed, like you're responsible for it. But they allow you to do that. So like a device doesn't necessarily have to go through like a certification process to be used on the air, which I think is pretty awesome. So that allows a lot of like really cool DIY and those kits to like go out. I'm really excited to build like my own radio kit. Like that's part of what's making this like really interesting for me is like buying kits and building my own radios and stuff. It looks like a lot of fun because I've got good soldering experience at this point. Let's see if we can move the camera a little closer. Sorry for the wobble. Sorry. This is so important that I wish more people knew about. No link has been established between exposure to low level EMR, which is electromagnetic radiation, and health risks, including those frequencies used by amateurs. So this is like power line frequencies, phones, amateur radios. Like there's no way these devices and these things are like causing people to get cancer, right? Like because they're not ionizing radiation, right? RF radiation is not the same as ionizing radiation from radioactivity because the energy and signals at radio frequencies is far too low to cause an electron to leave an atom, which is ionizing. Therefore, cannot cause genetic damage. Like this is proven stuff. Nevertheless, high levels of RF can cause heating of the body. So I think this is where you get into like RF burn. So not even a banana's worth of radiation. Do bananas emit radiation? I'm what? I missed it. I missed the joke. RF burns caused by touching or combing close to conducting surfaces with a high RF voltage present are also an effect of heating. While these are sometimes painful, they are rarely hazardous. So there's a guy on YouTube I follow that does like Morse code with like POTA activations, and he got an RF burn recently with his Morse code paddles. And he was just like, "Ow, that hurts. I'm gonna switch off to other paddles." Okay, so there's an actual thing where you can measure the amount of ionizing radiation something by comparing it to the amount found in a banana. I had no idea. That's really interesting. Are bananas like really good absorbers of radiation? That's fascinating. I had no idea. Not sure the science behind it, but look up banana equivalent dose on Wikipedia. Okay, I will definitely do that because I'm interested. Gotta sort my desk out more. This is so interesting about like the resonance of body parts. This is about like exposure of radiation to the body and like specific absorption rates. And it says like specific absorption rates depend on the size of the body or body part affected and is highest where the body and body parts are naturally resonant. An adult-sized body is resonant at about 35 megahertz if the person is grounded and 70 megahertz if they are not grounded. Body parts are resonant at higher frequencies. For example, an adult's head is resonant at the much higher frequency of 400 megahertz. You got it. You got that 400 megahertz head. Oh, actually, I need to study these charts. All right, there's a lot of math here. I need to read through this a few times. This is interesting. These are like new rules where you have to do a effective radiated power evaluation on your station if you're like go above a certain limit. This is all talking about like duty cycles, which is the amount of time spent transmitting during an activity. And that kind of factors into like how much RF exposure you're spitting out. So if you're like broadcasting, constantly, that's 100% duty cycle. But if you're just having conversations with people, it's like, oh, only 20% of the time are you transmitting. Excuse me. And that factors into calculations. Do what the manufacturer tells you to do, dummy. Install things the correct way. Oh my god, we're on the last 2 pages. Wow, we did it. We read we read through every chapter. Now we got the questions. So we're going to take a short break, and then we'll do a practice exam. I'll be right back. All right, let's take a practice exam. So this is random every time, and this is through the official ARRL website. So these are actual real questions that are going to be on the exam. And let's just scoot this. No, we're good. Okay. All right, so first, oh god, now there's an ad break. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh well. All right, we're just going to run through it. We're just going to go through it. We've only got like 10 minutes anyway before Cielo starts streaming. When under normal circumstances may a technician class licensee be the control operator of a station operating in an amateur extra class band segment? Technician. So they're not the control operator. The amateur extra class is a control operator. But the thing is, like, they can use the station, but they're not the control operator. I feel like this is a trick question. This is going to be at no time. Because I know that they can use the station if they're with a licensee there. I'm just going to say at no time. I feel like this is a trick question. How is a VHF UHF transceiver's reverse function used? Oh no, I forgot that one. To increase power output, to reduce power output, to listen on a repeater's output frequency. Oh yeah, to listen on a repeater's input frequency. Ooh, I think it's output. No, it's actually to listen on a repeater's input frequency so that you can hear if anyone else is broadcasting on that input frequency. That's right. What electrical component stores energy in an electric field? That is a inductor. Yeah, that's an inductor. Which of the following methods is used to locate sources of noise interference or jamming? Radio direction finding. How are U.S. amateurs restricted in segments of bands where the amateur radio service is secondary? U.S. amateurs may find non-amateur stations in those segments and must avoid interfering with them. Yep. What is the grace period for renewal if an amateur radio license expires? 2 years. What is the approximate bandwidth of AM fast scan TV transmissions? Ooh. I don't know. I think 6 megahertz. We're gonna like copy down all the ones I get wrong and go back and study them. I have a OneNote for that. Which of the following self-assigned indicators are acceptable when using a phone transmission? All these. Yeah. That's when you're broadcasting from, like, not your call sign is... You're outside of, like, where your call sign designator was assigned. And you could say slant, stroke, or slash, yeah. What agency regulates and enforces the rules for amateur radio service in the U.S.? The FCC. Which of the following should be considered when selecting an accessory SWR meter? The distance that the mirror will be located from the antenna, the frequency and power level at which the measurements will be made, the types of modulation being used at the station. I mean, all of them, I think. What is CW? Another name for Morse code transmission. Continuous wave. What is the unit of capacitance? Volt. No, wait. It's the Henry. It's the Henry. I remember that. Which decibel value represents a power increase from 20 watts to 200 watts? 10 dB. Because it's like to the power of 10, right? What type of circuit controls the amount of voltage from a power supply? I think it's a regulator. What types of amateur stations can automatically retransmit the signals of other amateur stations? Repeater for sure. Beacon, repeater, or space stations? Well, I definitely know repeater and space stations. I want to say beacon, repeater, space stations. I don't know what auxiliary is. The Earth is not an amateur station. What weather condition might decrease range at microwave frequencies? Ooh. I want to say precipitation. What type of transistor has a gate, drain, and source? I think it's a varistor. Yeah. What band is suited for suited for communicating via meteor scatter? Ooh. I think it's in the higher frequencies. It's definitely not 2 and 6. I want to say it's 70 centimeter. What is the current in a circuit with an applied voltage of 120 volts and a resistance of 80 ohms? So EIR, volts is E, resistance is R. So E divided by R, 120 divided by 80. Isn't that 1.5? 120 divided by 80 is 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 amps. What is the velocity of a radio wave traveling through free space? Speed of light. Which instrument would you use to measure electric potential? Potential. Volts, right? Voltmeter. Because volts are the potential, but amps are the current, like the actual movement. What is the unit of frequency? Hertz. Which of the following types of antenna offers the greatest gain? Yagi, J-pole, isotropic. Isotropic because it's theoretical. It's the maximum. What is RACES? That is the civil defense, yeah. Emergency organization. Yeah, it's the emergency org. Under which circumstances is it safe to climb a tower without a helper or observer? Never. What mode of transmission is commonly used by radio satellites? FM, single sideband, or CW? All of them. What is the national calling frequency for FM simplex operations in the 2-meter band? Oh, shit. 2-meter band? It's it's either 145 or 146.52. I want to say it's 145. It seems like it would be like a straight number. What is a transceiver? A device that combines a receiver and a transmitter, yeah. How is a specific group of stations selected on a digital voice transceiver? Probably this, by enabling the group's CT-CSS tone. What is the major function of an antenna tuner? Yeah, it matches the antenna system impedance to the transceiver's output impedance. Yep. What would cause a broadcast AM or FM radio to receive an amateur radio transmission unintentionally? The receiver is unable to reject strong signals outside the AM or FM band. Yeah, I think it's that one. What hazard exists in a power supply immediately after turning it off? Charge stored in filter capacitors? Yeah. Yeah. What is the duty cycle? Why is the duty cycle one of the factors used to determine safe RF radiation exposure levels? It affects the average exposure to radiation. Yeah, average exposure. What happens to power lost in a feed line? It's converted to heat. What is the component for in figure T2? This is a transformer. Yep. All right, let's do it. What do we get? Oh, 71%. I failed. 25 correct, 10 incorrect. Oh, no. Okay. All right, capacitor. We're just going to we're going to screenshot everything I got wrong. And then, like, study that. Which of the following should be considered when selecting accessory SWR? No, not all correct. Okay. What is the unit of capacitance? It's not the Henry, it's the farad. Oh, no. Mechanics, I have a lot more studying to do, it seems. Have a lot more studying to do. Repeater, auxiliary, or space stations. I don't know what an auxiliary is. Time to go look that up. What type of transistor has gate, drain, and source? Oh, field effect. Okay. It's good that they give you the pages they're on too, so you can go back and reference them. What band is most suited for communicating via meteor scatter? 6 meters. Okay. Yagi. I mean, Yagi was my first choice, but isotropic is the theoretical one, right? Oh, races is civil defense. Okay. Ah, simplex operations, 146.52. All right. What percentage do you need to get correct to pass? I think it's 26 out of 35. So, like, I just failed it. I believe it's 26 out of 35. So I failed by one answer. Which, and, like, I'm not happy with that at all. I want to get, like, under 5 wrong. I want to get under 5 wrong. And it's a random assortment every time, so... Specific group of stations select on a digital voice transceiver. Oh, by entering the group's identification code. Okay. Okay, I got the rest right. All right, cool. All right, well, we're going to raid over to Cielo because they're doing karaoke. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I might be on later tonight doing a little bit of gaming. We'll see. We'll see. So I will be on and I will let you know. All right, take care, mechanics. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Oh, wait, that's not it. It's Cielo Slug. All right. Take care, everybody. I will see you soon.